100% Spaß. Wir verlosen zusätzlich dreimal 500 €. Jede Bestellung automatisch im Gewinnspielzeit.
Ready to fight your game? Werde Kammerzutritt. Erhöhung. Legal in ganz Deutschland. Registriert dich heute und schnapp dir die Chance auf 1000 € Cash. No pain, just win. Scan den QR-Code und melde dich an. Du bist im Game. Der oder die Gewinnerin wird heute Abend.
OKTAGON statt, die erste offizielle MMA Fantasy League in Europa. Kostenlos für alle Fans. Registriere dich. Wähle drei Kämpfer für jedes Turnier aus. Sammle Punkte und eröffne neue Herausforderungen. Es erwarten dich Belohnungen und einmalige Erlebnisse. Fang jetzt an zu spielen, kostenlos auf OKTAGON-MMA.com/fantasy. OKTAGON Fantasy League. Auf wen setzt du? OKTAGON, die größte MMA-Organisation in Europa. Schon seit 2016 sind wir im Bereich des Showsport-Business tätig. In dieser Zeit haben wir gelernt, dass die Essenz eines jeden Kriegers darin besteht, sich seinen Ängsten zu stellen. Wir brechen Lügen, überwinden Grenzen, verkaufen Arenen auf und unterhalten Hunderttausende von Fans. Tschechien, die Slowakei und Deutschland haben wir schon begeistert. Wir haben 2 Fußballstadien in Prag und Frankfurt ausverkauft, wo wir mit über 59.000 Zuschauern das größte Event in der Geschichte des MMA veranstaltet haben. Unsere Krieger sind Andrei Wolny und Pavel Neruda. Wir sind OKTAGON.
Spektakulären Abend heute, dann lasst mal ordentlich was hören. Für wen seid ihr heute Abend hier? Schreibt mal den Namen, ich will was hören. Denn wir starten heute ganz entspannt mit unserer T-Shirt-Gun. Also dürfen jetzt mal ordentlich die Hände in die Luft gehen. Und da, wo wir die Arme oben sehen, Goggi, Schat, du kannst Gas geben. Hier sind die Arme oben. Schieß ruhig schon mal hier hin, jawohl. Wir haben heute eine spektakuläre Fightcard. Ich glaube, wir können uns hier auf richtig, richtig heftige Kämpfe freuen. Als nächstes, da vorne gehen die Arme nach oben. Okay, Goggi geht dort, dann machen wir da hin. Alles klar. Ihr könnt natürlich auch jederzeit T-Shirts und wundervollen Merch an unserem Merchstand in der Halle, außerhalb der Halle erreichen. Und da geht das nächste T-Shirt. Ich möchte ein paar mehr Arme oben sehen. Ruft mal den Namen, für wen ihr heute Abend hier seid. Wer ist heute Abend für Christian Eckerlin hier? Jawohl! Wer ist heute Abend für Alina Dalassan hier? Wer ist für Tamara Dulatov hier? Da stringt hier richtig was. Oh, der hat gefangen. Sehr schön. Das nächste T-Shirt geht in 3, 2, 1. Arme nach oben und ganz weit da hinten wird. Bitte nicht drum kloppen, sonst kauft euch doch einfach eins am Merchstand. Das ist doch gar kein Problem, Mensch. Als nächstes wollen wir doch mal schauen. Da hinten gehen auch ein paar. Da wollen wir mehr sehen. Arme nach oben. Kommt schon. Sehr schön. Wo wird hier geschrien? Da vorne wird hier geschrien. Wir gehen hier nochmal nach oben. Direkt. Oh, der ist fast ins beste Stück gekommen. Und da hinten, da wird doch der Christian Eckerlin hochgehalten. Fängt er ihn denn auf? So gerade knapp. Und als nächstes, Goggi, da hinten, schau mal, da gibt sich jemand richtig viel Mühe. Springt in die Luft. Und 3, 2, 1, Abschuss. Sehr schön. Wir haben noch ein paar. Ja, da geht noch was. Hier wird hier geschrien. Also wer hier laut schreit, der kriegt hier verdammt nochmal auf ein T-Shirt. Sehr schön. Wollen wir vielleicht noch eine Runde hier gucken, Goggi? Wir gehen jetzt mal eine Runde hier schauen. Vielleicht gibt es da noch mal. Da gehen noch ein paar nach oben. Guck mal, der, direkt einmal ins Gesicht, komm. Na, müssen wir mit dem Fang müssen wir noch mal ein bisschen üben, ne? Und Arme nach oben, Leute, so wird das hier nicht. Ah, der hat gefangen, jawohl, sehr schön. Und wir machen noch das eventuell letzte T-Shirt, vorletzte T-Shirt, ich weiß nicht. Oh, Goggi hat jetzt mal einen Blindschuss hier gemacht. Sehr schön. Arme nach oben, Freunde, kommt schon. Da geht doch noch was. Jetzt zeigt mal richtig was hier. Yeah, sehr schön. Und das nächste T-Shirt geht in 3, 2, 1. Hier vorne mal hin. Guck mal, die kriegen das gar nicht mit. Arme da oben. Sag ja, aber wir haben noch eins. Also, wo seid ihr noch fleißig? Und ihr auch mal eins haben. Goggi. Okay, das letzte T-Shirt. Oh, wir geben dem noch eine Chance, oder? Das ist das letzte, was wir heute gefahren wurden. Viel Spaß heute in Köln. Das war nicht was hören, Mensch.
Jetzt geht's wie. Unser Partner Kreuzers Fleisch Online-Shop in Deutschland. Das beste Fleisch und die besten Lebensmittel mit bester Qualität direkt nach Hause in deine Küche oder auf dem Grill. Scanne den QR-Code und registriere dich jetzt. Nur bei OKTAGON hier und heute. 99 € Premium-Mitgliedschaft geschenkt. Volle 20% auf alle Lebensmittel und Bestellungen. Dauerhaft. Unter allen Registrierten verlosen wir gleich per Zufall im Publikum einen 500 € Direktgutschein fällig hier und jetzt. Also scanne den QR-Code und registriere dich, um dauerhaft Premium-Rabatt zu haben und 500 € Guthaben zu gewinnen. Viel Erfolg!
Cologne is ready to rumble. Get ready for the return of the King of Germany. Germany's biggest star, Christian Eckelin, will welcome one of the most experienced fighters in the world onto his home turf. The one and only Ivica Truszek. The undeniable Balkan warrior with 83 MMA fights under his belt plans on sending shockwaves throughout all of Germany. But with his scepter in his hand and a huge army of loyal fans behind him, Eckelin is ready to repel yet another conqueror. A battle of generations. With her incredible performances, the undefeated princess of German MMA, Alina Delaslan, has proved to everyone that she's set to become a world-class fighter. But she's about to face off against an extremely dangerous opponent, Katarina Lehner. A battle between two heavyweights who hold championship belts in two promotions. Heavyweight number 2 Kazim Arash possesses devastating power, and Adam Pawash has already found this out the hard way. He'll be going up against lethal finisher Simeon Bion, who plans on clearing Arash out of his way and climbing to the top of the rankings. A battle of styles. The sharp strikes of glory kickboxer Akipa, who is going for his 10th victory. And Lionheart Piatek with dominant grappling and 100% finish rate. Albanian Eagle Topalai, with 7 first-round victories, comes to remind us why he is still considered one of the terrors in the lightweight division. The undefeated Hassan Kayani takes on this big challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Octagon 78. Eckelin versus Truszek. Purchase the pay-per-view and be transported to a front row seat for the entire tournament at octagon.tv.
Meine Damen und Herren, ladies and gentlemen, dámy a pánové, welcome here in Germany and for the second time in Octagon history in Lanxess Arena, Köln. So, we are ready to rewrite our history, Brian. Welcome.
This is a huge night. We're doing it in a great city, in the biggest arena in Europe. What a night to be alive, Andre.
German voice of Octagon, Philipp Harburger, welcome.
Welcome, thanks for having me. So let's just check how the vibe in the arena is. I would say, hallo Köln, lasst mal was hören und lasst uns mal zeigen, dass RTL hier drin mit diesem Sport genau richtig ist. I think they passed the vibe check, didn't they?
I don't have a clue what you said, but definitely, definitely it looks perfect. It's sold out arena, 20,500 people will be here watching 11 fights in the end, and 2 of them will be on RTL free. And it's not going to be easy for local favorites.
No, not tonight. You look at the main event, Ekelin versus Truszek. It is a phenomenal fight. Christian Ekelin looking to resurrect his career after that loss in Hamburg, but coming up against Truszek. People who don't know this guy, he has been around forever. 83 pro fights, 44 victories, 41 finishes, around some of the best promotions against some of the best talent. So this is a tough test at the top of the card.
It's unbelievable. Truszek's got more, like 2 times more finishes than Ekelin's got fights. So, and he said that I'm setting traps because fighters are thinking that I'm giving them something, but I'm just setting traps and then I finish them.
And I mean, he knows how to do it. I mean, we all saw what he was capable of doing against Shiatakipa. Everybody thought, well, he's the old guy. Everybody was counting him out. And boom, all of a sudden he was catching him with a nasty submission. So don't count this guy out. And we know for a fact that he was training like a maniac for this fight. I expect the best Ivica Truszek that we have ever seen for this one.
And also for Christian, it's enormous pressure because not just after his last loss in Hamburg, not just legend against him, and also RTL free, maybe 3-4 million people will watching him, and he definitely don't want to lose this fight.
No, but Christian Ekelin is not a normal fighter. I believe he rises to moments. We saw it in the Festhalle. We saw it in Eintracht in Frankfurt, where he claimed the King of Germany's status. And tonight, this arena will be behind him. The whole of Germany will be behind him, and I think we might see something magical.
In co-event, we got like 2 German fighters, but one is from, let's say, prehistoric German MMA times.
You're very brave saying that.
Yeah. It's almost like this. But Katharina Lehner is definitely no joke.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she brings the toughness that she used to show in slap contests in bare knuckle boxing into the MMA cage. She likes to strike just as Alina Dadaslan does. The question is going to be, is that experience that she has, is that enough in order to overtake her opponent? So we'll see.
Was Dalina for you a little bit nervous because she pushed Katarina? She was different when we saw her in her previous 3 fights. So what do you think about her behavior?
Yeah, I think obviously this is a huge moment. She's risen through the ranks and through the card. First fight she fought in Octagon, she was the 2nd fight of the night. Then she was the 3rd, then she was on the main card. Now she's the co-main event across Germany. That pressure has to add up, but she is the fastest rising star in European MMA. And I believe tonight here in front of Germany, she could do something very special as well.
Okay, so we can talk about all other fights, but who you got as a black horse for this tournament?
What I think you should have on the radar is the match between Hassan Kayani and Arjan Topalay, which is a rematch. Because 4 years ago, these two fighters fought. It was considered a draw, and it was such a close fight. But Kayani was stepping in, and now he wants the rematch. It had a bitter taste to both of them, so both of them really want the victory, and I think they are hungry as hell in order to make a huge fight for this one.
Definitely, Brian, who you got?
Well, listen, I'm going to my weight division. I'm going to the heavyweights. I'm going for Arash and Biyong. That's a huge clash between 2 world-class fighters. LFL champion and domestic champion is Arash. You've got Simon Biyong, who's coming from Italy by way of Cameroon. I think 16 fights, 11 wins, 8 knockouts. Fought for Rising, fought for PFL, been the EFC champion. That, for me, is a true clash of warriors.
Definitely, and I can mention only Patrick Vespasian. He's got last-minute opponent, but Mad Dog is definitely not easy one, and Patrick has to change from Vlasteral to stand-up fighter. Also, we got Tamerlan Dulatov. We will see if he's gonna be in the cage more than a few seconds, because he wants to be there, like at least few minutes. And we got a lot of, I would say, a really nice fight. So let's start Octagon 78 right now.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So there we have it, the start of Octagon 78. You can see the Laxness Arena there here in Cologne. My name is Luke Barner. I will be joined by Brian Layson very, very shortly alongside me, and I will go through the rules of engagement that will take place tonight inside the Octagon cage in a moment. We have a sold-out arena tonight in one of the largest arenas in Europe, Brian. Over 20,000 people will fill this place, and they will be loud for our co-main and main event.
Yeah, this is a monumental night for German MMA and European MMA indeed. You're looking at a sport that has risen through the ranks over the number of years that we've been involved with it. But in Germany alone, Luke, in Germany alone, to get to this stage right here, right now, is something unbelievable. Next, give us the rules of the Octagon cage.
And this is what will take place and how it will. The fights will take place in a circle, which is known as the octagon cage, where you can utilize standing up techniques such as boxing, Thai boxing, karate, taekwondo, and anything you can think of. When it goes to the ground, they will use wrestling and jiu-jitsu to continue the fight. Fights are contested over 3 5-minute rounds. All of our fights tonight will be 3 5-minute rounds. No titles on the line, which will be 5 5-minute rounds. Fights can be decided by knockout, TKO, submission, or go to decision by the referees on points. The deciding factors and the factors that the judges look at is effective striking. Damage is number one. The damage caused to your opponent is the most important factor. Then moving forward will be effective control of the octagon cage, and controlling techniques, and trying to find the finish, looking for potential finish of the bout. Aggression and area control is highly touted as well, and contestants have exactly the same effectiveness on each other. It will come down to damage at the end. We now see the rule changes that everyone should be used to by now. Deep down the year so far, we have changed the elbows. 12-6 downward elbows are now legal. You're allowed to do them, and punching and kicking to a downed opponent has slightly changed as well. You need 3 points of contact on the ground, as long as it's on the lower part of the body. So a knee and an ankle touching the ground, or someone laying on their side or on their shoulder, that counts as a downed opponent. You can't play the game anymore where you're touching the floor with your hands in that kneeled position. You can get hit with knees, with kicks, with everything, and that does not count as a downed opponent. Very difficult to explain that one, to be honest, Brian, the downed opponent, but I think people get it by now.
We'll do a video. You can do it on me after the show. How about that?
I get to kick you in the head.
Yeah, you do.
That sounds about right. Sounds fantastic. We are moments away now from starting our evening here in Cologne, Germany. Octagon 78. We have, as Brian was stating before we showed the rules, we have risen and grown step by step here in Germany. It has been phenomenal, but look at this beautiful arena.
Lanxess Arena, the biggest indoor arena in Europe, and this is our preliminary card. Negru versus Obadozi will kick off the card on a monumental night that will see our first ever amateur fight. These two are world-class. Obadozi undefeated, Negru European and World IMAF champion. Then Zenouni versus Masha in a catchweight bout at 68 kilos. That is a fantastic fight. Stefanovic will take on Chafiera. Stefanovic stepping in on less than 24 hours notice after Vosgrone withdrew with an injury. Then we have Marek Bartel taking on Rayomba, looking for another German scalp, but can Rayomba claim his first win inside the octagon cage? And then we have the man that is named Dulatov, most wanted himself, Tamerlan, looking to get in here, itching to get into a fight. He will take on the Brazilian Enrique Melo. Dulatov as well, you got to remember, 3 fights he's had cancelled, 2 on the last event, 1 on the day of the fight when his opponent fell ill on that fight day and he had to withdraw. So that man is itching to get it underway. But look at that card, Luke, top to bottom, kicking us off in fantastic fashion on this historic night.
Exciting bouts from top to bottom. There's going to be lots of entertainment tonight. I believe lots of finishes as well, Brian. Thick and fast. Top 3 fights on our undercard are exciting and must-watch action.
So we are set and ready. The arena is filling up. We will be brimming at the top of the Lanxess Arena, but we are kicking off with this amateur fight. 3 3-minute rounds will decide this as Germany goes against Germany. Michael Obadozi, undefeated as an amateur, a phenomenal record, was set to fight next month but stepped in here to get on this platform and on this stage. He will take on Kirill Negru. Negru fighting out of that UFD gym, training alongside the likes of Amir Chanel, Lomali Eskiev and Altin Zenouli, who is also on the card. Highly touted as the future of German MMA. You look at his record, 13-1. The only loss he's got is a quick loss in the IMAFs. He was upset about that when it was a stoppage, but outside of that, he has won the European Championship and the World Championship. A night of history begins with a historic moment. This, our first ever amateur fight.
The big night in Cologne will mark a historic moment in the history of Octagon. For the first time, an amateur fight will go down under the black and yellow banner, giving a new generation of fighters a chance to shine. Kirill Negru is considered the phenom of Slovenian MMA. This rising star polishes his skill set at the elite UFD gym. And so far, his results indicate he has a bright future ahead of him. Negru has been crowned world champion and European IMAF champion. He boasts an incredible amateur score of 13-1 and is a truly ruthless monster inside the cage. But his opponent, Michael Obadozi, also shows huge potential. The undefeated German talent performs like a true-born finisher inside the cage, who'll do whatever it takes to eliminate his opponents as quickly as possible. He's finished all 3 of his duels before the limit, and in his last bout he scored a brutal first-round TKO. 2 huge prospects with great careers ahead of them are about to come face-to-face. And now they have the chance of a lifetime to prove what they're made of in front of all of Europe.
What a moment for this young man. Michael Obadozi, just 21 years of age, from Kassel, Germany. He's been competing in MMA, or training in MMA, I should say, for just 4 years. But when you see him, look, an absolute athlete, a specimen of a human being, was set and ready to fight next month. Got the opportunity for this and has jumped forward to get onto this card for this moment. And look, you talk about getting experiences, live experiences. The amateur scene is fantastic across Europe, across the world now, with associations like IMAF. But to get this experience in an arena, in a large arena in his home country, this is something that he will cherish forever. And you can see right now he's just absorbing every second.
I mean, both you and I have commentated at IMAFs, and we see the talent pool that is coming through in the amateur scenes, and how it, I mean, for me, in 20 short years, how it has developed and come so far so quickly. But the thing that you do not have in the amateur game is you do not have arenas like this that you compete in. So he's getting a taste of that very, very early in his career, and it's definitely a huge factor, especially with what the platform is with Octagon in Germany, being here in his hometown as well. There's a lot to take in, and it's a very, very big moment to open up a historic card like this.
Yeah, he is coming off the back of a first-round knockout as well earlier in the year. Really impressive, 3-0 as an amateur. Outside of that, he is also studying. But this is the life he wants to commit to, and this is the opportunity that has come. What you will see as well with this, they will have not 4-ounce gloves, but the 8-ounce amateur gloves on. Also, the rule set for this will mean that there'll be no joint manipulations, no heel hooks, no twisters, nothing that will manipulate the spine or any joints like that. And there will be no elbows as well in this fight. But outside of that, he has got plenty of weapons to choose from, right, Luke?
Yeah, I believe also wearing shin pads. There we see them, so you can see the protection. So that's some of the things that you see in amateur, the difference between amateur and professional. Also, the rounds will only be three-minute rounds rather than 3-5s. Normally means fast-paced action, but an extremely athletic, strong, physical presence as he enters the octagon cage for the first time.
Wasting no time to make his way to the cage for this epic moment in his life is Kirill Negru. An absolute talent, fighting out of Dusseldorf, fighting out of the infamous UFD gym. 13-1 is his amateur record. He is the IMAF European European champion and Youth World Champion as well. He has been a feature in Octagon as well. You've seen him in the corners of fighters such as Amir Chanal, Lom Alievsky, even Elton Zanuli, who will fight straight after him and make the walk to the very same cage. But they talk about the talent this young man has, Luke. It's not just, you know, who he surrounded himself with day in, day out, training with Soldic, training with Zanuni, training with Lom Alievsky. But they say he turns up and puts in all the extra graft. It's the old adage, right? Hard work beats talent, but if you're talented and you work hard, then you are a beast, and he has already proved that on the world scene.
Yeah, potential absolutely limitless here. And again, getting this experience early on in his career is only going to help him moving forward. This is someone a lot of people have their eyes on, you know, a young age, a young point in his career, getting to step out here, represent his team, represent his country on such a huge platform. You can see the focus. You can see what this means to him already in these early moments. And we are filling up here fast as well, Brian. The arena here, almost at half capacity. So probably fighting in front of 10 to 12,000 people as an amateur. You know, that's something that's unheard of, really.
Yeah, unbelievable stuff. Set and ready they are. They will kick us off tonight. This will be our YouTube free prelim. Both fighters inside the cage. We will take a look at the tail of the tape, and the number you need to take a look at is the height and reach difference that will be on the side of Obadozi. Michael himself, 190 centimeters tall, towering over Kirill Negru at 181. 19 versus 21, and a record of 13-1 versus 3-0. The undefeated Obadozi. We are set for a night of action, and on a historic night. This is a historic moment. Andrei Novotny inside the cage. He will announce a fight that will shine a light on the grassroots talent of German MMA. Let's get this one underway.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, welcome here in Köln, Lanxess Arena, Germany, and we are ready for OKTAGON 78. For the very first time, the first fight of this event will be amateur fight. 3 rounds, 3 minutes, and the referee in charge is Jan Wobornik. Let me introduce you both fighters, and we will start in the blue corner. He's 21 years old, stands 190 centimeters tall, weighing in 79.6 kilos, represents Phoenix Sports Academy Kassel. Coaches in his corner are Rico Neymarevic, Marinko Neymarevic, and Hussein Aguzul. He has an amateur record of 3 fights, 3 wins, 0 losses. Fighting out of Germany, Michael OBJ Obadozi. Across the cage in the red corner, 19 years old, 181 centimeters tall, 79.3, represents UFD Gym, and the coaches in his corner are Max Schwind, Lev Stoyan, and Zoran Solea. He has an amateur record of 13 wins, 1 loss. Fighting out of Germany, Kirill Negru.
Guys, you know this game as well. Go hard, but always fair, okay? If you want to touch gloves, do that now. Step back to your corner. Best of luck for both of you.
Jan the Man Wobornik will take charge of this amateur contest, scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. We are set and ready. Michael Obadozi, blue corner, taking on Kirill Negru in the red corner.
Ready?
And off we go. Southpaw versus Orthodox here, but look at the height and reach advantage for Obadozi here, Luke.
Yeah, Obadozi's got to utilise that, got to make sure he controls the distance. Nice opener there with that right hand.
Oh, it's wobbled in! It's wobbled in! Oh! What?
Finish!
Wow!
What a knockout!
Wow! He came in here confident, and he's just delivered a huge upset against one of the rising stars in Germany. I think we've just witnessed another star be born, Luke.
What a moment. Found his range instantly. Clean face, clean knockout, clean shot. That right hand landed once, and then he went straight in again and landed it once more. Incredible opener here. I said there was going to be finishes, and it did not take long for him to get the job done here in Cologne.
Unbelievable. Such a big performance on the big stage. And look, we've got to take that into account as well. These guys have been fighting small amateur tournaments, gym tournaments, basically, you know, to step in and to look that good and to soak in and make that moment under this pressure. That's also something we've got to give him credit for.
With the amateur gloves on as well. Remember, he's got 8-ounce gloves on. It does make a difference.
I think he could have 16-ounce gloves on, and he could knock most things out. Look at the frame on this young man. How he fights at 77. This is a catch weight.
He opened it up with the body kick. I'm sure we'll see.
Yeah, we'll get the replay, I'm sure.
Opened it up with the body kick, landed the right hand, and then threw the right hand again, landed right on the button, and it was a devastating knockout, to be honest. Not just a finish, not a TKO, a straight knockout on a big prospect here in Germany. Very unexpected. Here we get to see the highlights from that orthodox position, throwing that back leg to the midsection, following up with the right hand.
Oh, that caught him on the temple, right?
Yeah, wobbled his man, and there it is, on the button. And Jan Bawonic doing his best to get in there as quickly as possible. Fantastic job by the referee, but we'll see it one more time here. The setup.
It's the left hand clips the temple. That's what upsets the equilibrium, right?
It's both right-handed strikes. Right hand kick.
Oh, right, there you go, the right over the top.
Like you said, equilibrium done, then this one on the button on the chin, perfectly placed. And he is unconscious from the moment it lands. And good control as well. He did throw one more shot, but that big haymaker that he was coming down with, he decided not to throw. I think he was worried about hitting the back of the head. So it shows how much control he had in that moment of aggression. I mean, the stats, 5 shots, all 5 landed. One of them, he's got no significant strikes, but a knockout. Interesting. I'd say there was 3 very significant. The body kick and the 2 right hands. 19 seconds for the first night.
19
first
seconds.
knockout.
And
What
again,
tonight?
we are looking to shine a light on the talent, the grassroots talent, and that's part of it. So what we've seen with the rise of Octagon is as we've gone around the gyms, it's not just, you know, the old guard that we've had that have impressed us, from your Ekelins, your Kogas, your Putzes, people like that, but the new guard coming through, your Holzers, your Delaslands, and now you see right in the amateur, the tip of the spear there, Michael Obadozi looking fantastic.
And I can tell you right now, Brian, that was not expected. That was, we come in here with a prospect 13-1. Everyone was looking for him to put on a clinical performance. Obadozi, no way, I'm coming in there getting under 20 seconds, knocking this man unconscious. What a performance. Let's hand it over now to the man with the mic inside the Octagon cage, Andrei Novotny, to give him his moment.
What a crazy fight, ladies and gentlemen. After only 19 seconds in the very first round, the winner by KO, coming from the blue corner, Michael OBJ Obadozi.
Hey Michael, das war absolut heftig, was du
that
hier
was
gerade
absolutely crazy what you delivered here, so congratulations. It was very interesting. And we didn't only see a very short KO, but we also saw an amazing performance. Let's look at it again and tell me what you think about it.
Boom. Ja. Also ich bin gerade schockiert.
I'm quite shocked, I have to say.
Ich und mein Coach, wir haben das geübt.
We trained this with my coach. We really tried drilling it. The right jab, that was the focus of our preparation, and then I just did it in the cage. That's a very scary move. Are you planning something today, or do you want to go at home? Do you want to go home early, or what's the plan? Well, I am planning to grab something to eat. I honestly thought it would last for the 3 whole minutes, or 3 rounds for 3 minutes, but I didn't expect it to go this quick. I think you also need to really work through it, right? Because you're quite shocked. Yeah, it's the first time that I'm here in front of the microphone, that I have to say something into the microphone, so it's something completely new. But I'm getting into it. Yeah, well, your job, you did your job amazingly. And Kirill Negru, he's not just anyone. Many have asked themselves why he didn't go pro yet, and you showed a performance like this. Did you expect something like that? Is this the ticket to going pro? This was something which came in between me going pro, but I knew Kirill, so I decided to take on this fight as a sort of challenge. I thought to myself, he's quite strong, so I'm going to accept this fight and then we'll see.
Also wenn das schon deine Leistung unter Amateurregeln war, dann will ich nicht wissen, wie du Leute aus den Latschen haust, wenn du 4 Unzen Handschuhe anhast. Wir freuen uns auf jeden Fall, dich wiederzusehen und wünschen dir auch für deinen weiteren Weg alles Gute. Köln, das war Michael OBJ Obadozi.
Michael OBJ Obadozi.
I think we should call him Michael Fabadozi, right? After knockouts like that. What do you think?
Fab Adozi. I don't think you should come up with nicknames anymore, Brian. That's what I think.
Oh my goodness, but what a moment. And even that moment with Philip Harberger inside the cage, first time on the mic experiencing this. A phenomenal night for that man. And he's put himself on the map again, like you said, with all respect. A lot of people thought it would be coming through with Michael Obadozi having to climb the mountain that was Kirill Negru. But he just slayed that guy, absolutely phenomenal.
And the perfect way to start your career under these bright lights at Octagon. I don't know if we're going to move into the amateur world. I don't believe that's the plan, but that will be a highlight reel that will be with him forever. That his legacy is built here by taking out, like you said, the biggest prospect in Germany in the amateur scenes, and the way he did it, 19 seconds, incredibly impressive. Needs to work a little bit on his mic skills, but first time
he can sign up to the Luke Barnett, media course, right?
Exactly that.
Yeah,
exactly
and
that.
fashion course, obviously.
I'll teach him a few little tricks.
I think they've gone quite heavy on the white light with my white shirt. There we go. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Listen, let's jump up. We're talking about prospects. I think 2025 has been the year of the rising star, the prospects. We've had Vosgrone shoot to stardom through the Octagon cage. People like Max Holzer, headlining the first card in Dortmund back then, and then Alina de Lassan, who is now the co-main event, who will be the first fight on free-to-air TV in Germany. And I talk about her rise, Luke, and you can pull me back on this if you think it's a statement too much. But I think she's the fastest rising star in European MMA. 3 wins, debuted this year, less than 8 months, and then finish after finish after finish, and now earning this moment here tonight.
Now, we understand my opinion on female MMA, right? We're very, very cool. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I understand.
No, but when it comes to the Lasdan, every time she's on a card, when you see the performances she puts on, you understand she's unstoppable right now. So with the presence that she has, you have to watch the cards that she's on.
Now we're talking about other young talent, raw talent indeed. There's a phenomenal story behind this fight. We have Marcel Mascher taking on Altin Zernuli. Marcel Mascher, you'll see on his chest, never give up. He has a phenomenal backstory. Grew up in an orphanage, has fought adversity every step of the way, and he will take on a guy who's already got a win in the Octagon cage in Altin Zernuli. That is a huge fight as far as the prospects coming out of the Czech Republic and as far as the prospects coming out of Germany. And let's be honest, with Octagon, growing in these different territories, that rivalry started right. The old battle used to be Slovakia and the Czech Republic. Now it's Germany and the Czech Republic, Germany and Slovakia. And those two, Luke, those two highly touted. Mascher making his professional debut here tonight, taking on the hometown fighter. It's a big moment for both of them.
Yeah, I feel like you said, that rivalry is coming because so many cards are moving here over to Germany. There's so many German fighters coming through, what we just saw just then. So any fight card now that has a Czechoslovakian and a German on it, you feel that extra layer of tension. And with these two up-and-comers, this is a big moment from them, for both of them in their careers.
So the second fight for Altin Zernuli inside the black and yellow cage. And Marcel Mascher, one of the highly touted talents coming out of the Czech Republic, set to make his professional debut right here, right now. Again, we are looking to shine a light on the talent that is rising through these countries. Zernuli claimed a big win in his first fight, but Marcel Mascher says he will rise to the occasion, he will make the dream come true, and he will get his hand risen here in Cologne.
In Cologne, we'll witness a battle between two prospects who we're sure to hear more about in the future. Altin Zernuli's debut on the professional scene garnered huge attention. He made a big name for himself on the amateur circuit, scoring an incredible 26 victories. He became multiple champion of Germany, a European multiple champion, and also brought home trophies from the prestigious IMAF World Championships. Zernuli lived up to the great expectations many had for him in his first bout. In Hamburg, he completely dominated Slovak warrior Balash.
Oh, that's tight. There you go!
The duel lasted exactly 121 seconds, and the pride of the UFD gym scored his first submission. After a breathtaking debut, now he moves on to the next challenge. Czech talent Marcel Mascher has proved himself to be an extremely determined fighter. He grew up in a children's home, but longed to one day become a professional fighter. But Mascher lives by the motto, never give up. With 13 wins on the amateur scene, he earned the reputation as a dangerous fighter. In the Octagon cage, he hopes to inspire others with his unique story, which could soon be the talk of Europe. Both these fighters are now embarking upon huge journeys, but only one will leave Lanxess Arena with their head held high.
What a moment for this young man. A man with all the odds of life put against him. Grew up in an orphanage in Brno in the Czech Republic. Had a hard time there, actually got adopted at one stage. Went into a home with his brother, and in that home, unfortunately, they found alcohol abuse, opioid abuse. They became very, badly beaten on some occasions. They had to survive, they didn't get much food, and then the worst of all things happened. The mother in that house, she passed away through illness. Then the two boys had to go to the dad. They had to ask him to put them back into that home. The conditions were so bad in that house, they requested to go back to the orphanage. In that orphanage, thank God, there was one person who saw the light in his eyes. He always wanted to compete in combat sports, and one of the carers there took him to his first ever mixed martial arts lesson. The rest is history. You see Never Give Up carved on his chest there in the tattoo. That's the motto he lives by. He has, through this sport, now become, a motivational speaker to the kids back at that orphanage. He goes back there, he gives them gifts, he shows them what's possible. If you keep that light and that fire in your eyes, if you chase your dreams, and tonight, Luke, his dream comes true, that he will enter the octagon cage and he will fight for a promotion that he has watched and that has inspired him through some of the darkest moments.
And you see the smile come on his face as he looks at himself up on the TV. And with dark history like that and trauma behind you, if you channel it in the right way, it can be endless fuel for you to achieve anything that you want in life. It depends on the frame you set and your belief system, and I'm excited to see how this young man can perform tonight.
Octagon 73 earlier this year, we saw this man make his professional debut. On that day, a lot of people took notice, not just of the performance in the cage, but the hype around him, the following, the media. Everybody sees this guy as a rising star. He fights out of the UFD gym. He got a first-round finish in that debut against Tibor Bauash. He trains, again, his big brother, as he calls him, Islam Ali Eskiev. And when you look at martial arts, Luke, and what it can do and how it can change lives from all